What's going on, everyone? This is Jack with the Trading Tribe. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to go through my most recent swing trade that I put on within the ES or S&P 500 futures market. This is one of my favorite futures markets to trade, and I ended up getting an $11,000 win within the ES market. So on TrazeZella here, I have imported my trades, and we can see I ended after fees with about $10.9 thousand. Traded about 3 contracts of ES to the long side. ES had a really nice pullback, and we are in a big bull run this year. So essentially on these pullbacks, I like to really wait for good entries. Once this downtrend kind of ends, we can see we kind of based a lot last week with ES. And then we can see here my entries. I started essentially getting in when ES began this kind of move higher. And then I added, and then today I ended up scaling out this morning, which is Monday, November 25th here. We can see my executions right here within TrazeZella, as well as kind of the risk to reward stats. If I go down, one other thing that was really nice about the trade as well is really from the jump, it was in profit. So almost immediately I was in profit. That profit did dwindle at one point, right, a couple hours into the trade. And then really ever since then, it has been on a steady climb, which is what I really like to aim for these multi-day swing trades. Now, if we go back to ThinkorSwim, I can kind of explain my thought process and kind of how I found the trade as well. So here on the left, I have my hourly chart, which is kind of a nice zoomed out view of ES. And we can see, right, ES has had some really nice moves to the upside, and then every now and then has these pretty deep pullbacks. So we can see, for the last couple weeks, ES was dropping. And then essentially what I like to do is I like to wait for these key levels or key zones to start holding as support. So we can see last week, kind of in this zone, we started seeing some really aggressive buying to hold it. So instead of dropping like we were those days leading up, right, we were starting to stop dropping. And that's really my first signal as to when the trade is in effect. And so what I'll typically do is once I notice that the dropping has stopped, I will start attacking, right? Start getting into the trade with small size, right? With small risk. And then essentially as that swing trade begins to work, I will add. And so these two X's were those entries. And then as it gets extremely close to target, I will look for exits. I ended up getting out within this first pop today, right around 60.30. I can show my exits here as well within ThinkorSwim, just to show exactly where my entry and exit was. So we can see my exit this morning for those 3 contracts was right about here up at 60.30. As we headed towards some of these resistance areas, that's where I typically will cut my trade as well. If this makes sense, feel free to like and subscribe to the channel for a lot more content like this. Love sharing how I'm able to capture profits in the market. Hopefully this also helps kind of see how you can swing trade futures markets or stock markets, similar to how I do. If you have any questions, feel free to leave those down below as well. And we will see you next time. Thanks, everyone.